Livestream. Just set my little computer up. Well, this is an unusual one. I've got no one waiting. I've no one there, but I've got 4 likes. 4 likes from 4 invisible people. Not knocking them. I love a like, but I don't quite know how that's possible. I will wait. Who is there? People have come, people have gone. As I've got one waiting here on my laptop, but that cannot be right. I've got one. I can see someone in the house. Who is there? Say hello, friend. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Not looking good. Internet looks slow tonight. 5 likes. 5 likes. 5 likes and 1 person. What is that about? Right. Now we should be cooking on gas. 5 people are there. Look at that. As if by magic. Who's there? Say hello. Speak. Speak to me now. Speak to me. Jack Star. Hello, Jack. How the devil are you, sir? You are the first in the house tonight, mate. That makes a change. You're usually fashionably late. Can you hear me, Jack? Is my sound all right? Somebody say they can hear me, please, or give me some indication. I don't know what's going on with my laptop. I've got no speech there. Yeah, all good, pal. Thank you, Jack. How's things in your world, mate? I might have to read the chat off the. How the devil are you both? Yeah, we're good. We're tired. Ellen is asleep. She's been sick the last few days, but and I have a. I'm not going to say it online, but I've got a little problem, but I'll be fine in a couple of hours, I think. How are you, brother? How is your back? How is the world of the hydrogen mining going? Do not understand why I don't have any speech on my laptop. That's very strange. Chat on my laptop. Who else is there? There's 6 here, 6 likes. I am loving the likes. I am loving the likes. 9 there, but only Jack is talking to me. I'm good. Been walking and stretching, kind of yoga. Yoga, good. What's it called? Trying to think. Lying dog. I'm trying to think of some expressions from the old yoga front. Yoga's supposed to be very good for you. I might actually take that up, Jack. That is a. Have you been doing that for a long time? I've thought about that. I am quite supple, even in my old age. I can still put my foot behind my back and all these bits and bobs and things that a lot of people can't do. So I should do something to utilize that. Maybe I should do yoga. Have you been doing that a long time? I don't think I'll do the walking. I must admit, walking's not for me. Global Greg, hey, how you doing? Just checking in to say hello. Ended up going to bingo last night with a nice little Filipina. I met Saturday. Thought I might run into you. Yeah, we were going to go last night. It's a shame we didn't go because we were supposed to meet Lachlan. It's his last night, or his penultimate night, but he was doing something romantic tonight, I think, because he's going back to Blighty tomorrow. How did you find Sikihor? A young Filipino, eh? That's interesting. And when are you going back? Jack Star, mainly just back stretches, but last few weeks been getting more into it. Yeah, you should do, mate. I think I should. I might take that up, Jack. You've inspired me. Got a yoga mat in the house because I used to be in the gym. I stopped going. I think I am going to go again, but I've got to do something to get in shape. And yoga for men of our age is probably a fantastic thing to do. Global Greg, in Manila now, catching my flight out tomorrow. Stay well, my friend. Hey, Greg, it was great meeting you. Are you any closer to making a decision? It's a shame last night. I say I wish we had gone last night because we could have seen you and we could have seen Lachlan. But Ellen, bless her, she's had like a flu thing coming and going all week. It's 7 o'clock now and she's spark out of sleep. Dexter, brother. Honestly, Jack, there is no need for that. It is like, you know, Yeah, mate, I don't know what to say. And I generally don't. Even though you're always so generous, it always catches me by surprise. It is, yeah, it's, thanks, Jack, mate. I say, you know, it's, yeah, it's, you humble me, sir. You humble me, sir, with your generosity. Now, thanks, Jack. That's going in the, as you call it, the Jack style barrel. Are you any closer to, not going to press you, but are you any closer to any travel arrangements? Because, my God, if there's anyone in the world I owe a pint or 1,000 to, it's you, mate. Jack, hit the like, share the like, hit the share. I can't speak. Hit the like, share the live. Yeah, we're doing well, Jack, already. Hopefully, we'll inspire the other 10 or 12 who are there to hit the like. But couldn't believe it when I first came on. There was no one watching, but suddenly we had 5 likes. People must pop in and think, don't want to watch it. He's a boring guy, but I'll smash the like because I feel sorry for him. I don't care how I get them. As long as I get the likes. If it's a sympathy like, I'll take it. Global Greg, Sikil was beautiful, man. A bit slow as you said it would be, but a nice place. I could live there. Well, I thought I could live there once, but maybe you could. But that is the beauty of Doomageti. You could do a month here, a month there. You know, just because you're based here, there's nothing stopping you going for Sikil or a couple of months at a time or Cebu. But anyway, you have got a decision to make, which can only be your decision. So I will say no more. That's up to you, mate. But it was nice meeting you, Greg. Adam's in the house. Jackstar's got a 1 crown. Jackstar's always got a 1 crown. And my God, he deserves a 1 crown. Greg's got a 2 crown. I got the feeling from his last comment, I don't think he'll be in the live stream very long. So the 2 crown is up for grabs. Adam has got a 3. Hey, guys, good to see you all. Good to see you all as well. Good to see you all, Adam. We'll see all you. I can't speak. I've only just woken up. Jim, hi, good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. There you go. You've covered all the bases. How are you, Jim, my friend? What's the word? What's the word on the street in Richmond? We got a peace out, brother, from Jack Star on the super chat, the incredibly generous super chat. I always think you're leaving when you say something like that. So how's the back going, Jack? Are they? I know you said it was on the mend, and obviously you're doing your stretching and your yoga. Do you think it's fixed, or is it never going to be fixed in the sense it's a chronic condition that is just going to be manageable from time to time? Jack Star, haha, brother. Crypto took a bit of a hit. Got a few extra miners coming. Few problems with hydrocell, but we are getting there. So who fixes it when you've got these problems? Have you got engineers that come around and do it, or do you have to take it away? And if you take away, does it? I'm fascinated by this. Don't understand it for a second. I mean, I get the concept. It's hydrogen powered, but it is a fascinating. Yeah. Do many people use it? Have you like invented? I know we were talking about could you patent it, could you sell it, but presumably there must be other people. You got the idea from other people using it for the mining. Or was it completely your baby? You thought, hey, screw the electricity costs, I'll go hydrogen. That's so you're never going to be fixed. Has had it since 1996. And you strike me as a proactive kind of guy, so I'm sure you have seen other people outside the NHS. That is bad, Jack. That is bad. Yeah. Unfortunately, life is not always fair, is it? Because I think if there's anyone who doesn't deserve a bad back, it's you, mate. Adam, crypto is definitely testing us, Jackstar. Haha. 4-year cycle, dead in my opinion. I believe 2026 will have a bull run. I guess a bull run's a good thing, is it? I hope you're right if it's a good thing. Jackstar, I've designed the hydro system myself and it's being built overseas. Okay, so you're not actually using it yet. I thought you'd actually started using it. Or are your miners overseas? You designed it yourself. How the hell did you learn to do that? I've designed a few houses in my time. I only like a pen and paper on a pad. Never built anything with them. I mean, they're probably crap designs, but I do like to doodle and things like that. I would not know. I did design a few guns many years ago. Again, I doubt that it worked. but just passes the time. Never tried to design a hydrogen generator. Wouldn't have a clue where one starts for that, but there you go. Hey Adam, I agree. Want to be up to 150 miners running by then. So there you go. A bull must be a good thing, a bull run. Sounds like it is. Always get confused by the bear market and, you know, all those terms. I've Googled them a few times to see what they mean, but then I forget. Story of my life. So annoying when I do the quizzes now, because I always used to be the quiz master. I didn't really used to play, but I started playing on a Monday nights. And my God, I know most of the questions that come up because I've asked them before, but I can't remember the answers, even though it's multiple choice. But I sit there kicking myself thinking, I know that. I've asked that before. But as I get older, my memory is not what it once was, sadly. Jim Pendergast, bull run, good bear run. Bull run good, bear run bad. Okay. I suppose if it was spelled B-A-R-E, I'd understand why it was bad. What do people who got into the animals, bears? Honestly uninterested. Hello, you haven't been there for a while. Welcome back. My gold and silver took a hit this week. Oh, you're in the precious metals, are you? I have a group of investors. Very impressive. I bet there's not many Philippine vloggers who have such a diverse sell at any crypto in its peak. I'll be interested to know the answer to that. Adam, no, I'm keeping the faith. I don't believe in this end, but I don't mind being a vegan idiot. Ha 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 ha. Who would call you that? Who would call Adam that? Degan, a Degan idiot. I don't think I'm familiar with that expression. What was it that the North Koreans called Trump a few years ago? A dotard. That was it. I wasn't familiar with that expression either. Well, look at that. We've only got 11 people, but we've got 11 likes. I would like more people, but I can't knock the likes. Who's not here so far then? No Plastered Finger, no Glenn, no Tim, no Trevor. We haven't had Trevor for a while, have we? Jack Starr. I'd like to build a Stirling engine to over both houses as well as mining farms, as a Stirling engine does impress me. Well, there you go. You're dazzling me with your technical abilities now. Don't know what a Stirling engine is. I imagine it doesn't run off silver. Adam Fente, 2026 is when I'm planning to sell. I think 200k Bitcoin next year. How much are they now? I think the last time I looked, they were like 140, 146, something like that. Was it 160? It's incredible to think in my life. God, I've missed the boat there. But so has the majority of the world. Can you really plan that far ahead to sell something? I mean, isn't it such a volatile market that it's impossible to forecast? I mean, I never got in it. You know that. I've said it 1,000 times. I've always expected the whole thing to crash and all come to an end. But my God, it's been going so long, it makes you wonder. It does also make you wonder why so many other people are coming up with coins. I mean, they can't all work, can they? There was a question in the quiz on Monday night about Dodge, the Elon Musk. I mean, how many crypto coins are there now? But surely Bitcoin's the one, isn't it? I mean, if Bitcoin is the one that keeps going up in value, I don't understand why other ones are. Anyway, even if someone explained, it's not really something you can explain in the chat, and it's probably not something I would grasp. Jackstar, I've dumped a fair bit into XRP last few weeks. Really? You're on the XRP bandwagon as well, are you? As I've said, I've got a few good friends who are really into that. And they're not people that play the field. I mean, they are, they're quite conservative people in their investments. I was surprised. And one of them is really heavily invested for him. I think he's put like 100 grand in. And he's comfortably off. He's got a nice house and things, but you know, he's not the kind of guy who could throw that away, and he's not really invested in anything else. I'm not quite sure why he's doing it. Not as in quite sure as it's a bad investment. I'm not quite sure why he is so solidly confident that it's a good thing. And I've got another friend who's less invested, but he does like to dabble in things. He has got like a portfolio and that. I think he's only in for about 5-10 grand. But yeah, there you go. Have I missed the XRP vote? Can you still get into that? Can you? Starting to wander now. Where are they? So I've got no Finger, no Glenn. Who else do we often have? Is the stream going okay? My laptop keeps pausing, but I don't know if I'm pausing. The chat has dried up now as well. Where are the rest of the regulars? So what have you chaps been doing? Honestly uninterested. How long have you been investing in gold and silver? I've thought about getting into that a few times, but I think about a lot of things and I don't do them. But I know it's supposed to be a safe bet, but whenever I've looked at the figures, when I've thought about it, I've looked how much it's fluctuated. I know it's supposed to be a safe haven and all that if the stock market's crash, but it doesn't seem to go up that much. Jackstar, I'm not into holding too much coins. Bitcoin is a more stable coin. If I can mine and dump daily or weekly into hard cash, funds other interests such as dividend portfolio. So when you're mining, will you just be mining for Bitcoin or will you be mining for other coins? Adam Fenton, now I'm like 30% Athena and 70% Bitcoin. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, but it takes a lot of time to study and grasp for most people. Yeah, well, there you go. That's why I'm. Yeah, I don't have the time. Jackstar, yeah, I'd put a bit in XRP, buddy. Why not? Why not? Because I'm terrified of losing things. But maybe I should. Has it got the potential to be another big? I don't really know what it is. I will. I tell you what, tomorrow or over the weekend, I will actually do a bit of research into that. Maybe I should, because I do. I was contemplating putting a few quid into something, but it was going to be in my stock portfolio. Maybe I will go into XRP. Jackstar, I do mine other coins, but convert into Bitcoin. Okay. As soon as you find them, you change them straight away. You're not interested in holding on to them. Jim Pendergrass, I feel I've landed on another planet with all this cryptocurrency. Yeah, I apologise, Jim. You know, I do as well, mate. It's not. Yeah, it's. A couple of years ago, I read up on it. I was fascinated by what Bitcoin was, and I got the concept. I understood the invention, the way it works, and why it's got the potential to take everything over. But when I started looking at the mining, I don't quite get it, to be honest with you. Adam Fenton, for most people, I say do anything besides sit in cash. Better to store wealth in gold than cash. Yeah, well, it's not good to store anything in cash because I mean, you just lose it with inflation, don't you? Honestly, interested. I lose passwords too easily. It would be dangerous for me to have Bitcoin. I like the coins, gold, silver coins, because I can hold them and look at them. Oh, you keep them. You don't keep them stored. See, that's what put me off. Having gold, because what would I do with it if I was traveling from country to country? You know, do you go with your pockets full? Because you're not really supposed to take gold and things, are you? But then if you don't and you keep it in a bank, I've read that some banks might not actually have the gold, and they might say you've got it if you don't have it physically. But then you've got to pay costs for them to keep it. So I was like, well, I'll keep it at my parents. Well, I thought I can't do that, and I can't ask them. They'd worry, you know, if they had like gold in the house. So do you buy a safe? And when I looked at one of these bullion whoop things, they recommended that you didn't tell anyone about it and you kept it buried, like, or hidden in little places around the house. And I thought, I mean, my parents got a little farm in the middle of nowhere. If I ordered the gold, it would have to be delivered to them. So the postal people would know there was gold going there. And I don't know, it would just put me off it. But you actually get your bars and your coins and things and hold them at night and look at them, dear. Yeah, I like the idea of having them, but as I say, I mean, yeah, that's what put me off. It was what do you do with these things? Adam, you cold storage kind of guy. Uninterested. Yes, you can travel with gold coins. It would take a lot of gold coins to make up thousands and thousands of dollars. They're worth a fortune now. I buy small ones. 1/10 of an ounce and 1/20th. Okay. I think you're supposed to declare gold, though, aren't you? When I looked into it, back in my younger days, I had a couple of sovereign rings. I've got no idea what happened to them or what they'd be worth these days. Big clunky things they were, but that was back in the old rap days, when I fancied myself as a rapper. I won't tell you what I used to call myself because it's damned embarrassing. Adam Fente, I took me a lot of painful lessons to understand myself, but I know for a certain that I'm not an arbitrary guy or trader guy, Jack Star. Jack Star gets thumbs up. McLovin, good evening. Welcome, McLovin. How are you, brother? Adam Fente, I absolutely do cold storage for Bitcoin, never on exchange. Adam Fente, or at least use Bitcoin ETF. Again, Jim, we are on another planet, mate. Cold storage, ETF, lost me as well, mate. I'm guessing you're not into the whole Bitcoin then, Jim. I'm doing a live stream, by the way, in case anyone's interested. I will be doing a live stream on Saturday morning at 3 a.m. this time because there's boxing on. I'm going to be staying up for the Parker Wardley fight, which I'm looking forward to. If ever there was a pick, I don't think I've looked as forward or been as excited about a boxing match since Usyk Tyson Fury. But yeah, so I'm going to be up. So I don't know if anyone's around. What would that be? 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning will be 10 o'clock at night in the UK. So if you're bored on Saturday night, then jump on the stream. Adam Fente, McLovin, come on, lay down a beat for us. No, I tell you now, I used to call I was PLS, Power Lord S. I rapped. I did a little bit of a beatbox, but there's no way in hell I'm going to do that. God, I look back at those days and I cringe. When you see Public Enemy in the Brixton Academy back in the early days, it was me. I was PLS. One of my best friends was LED. And yeah, what was Danny's name? King Cut. My God, we look ridiculous. We had our little gold chains and our sovereigns and things. Wow, those were the days. God, I cringe. It's interesting. I love boxing and UFC fighting too. Yeah, I don't really watch the UFC. Occasionally in the last couple of years, I've gone the sideways from a breakfast, and the American fights, the big UFC fights, they tend to be on about breakfast time. I quite like it. I watch it, but I can't get into it like the boxing. I don't love it as much as the boxing, but a lot of people do. It's Crazy Fish. How's it going, fella? It's going very well, mate. How is life in the land of smiles? Crazy Fish, hope all is well. All is well, mate. All is well. All is well in the world. Hope things are good your end too, mate. McLovin, took you for one of those scooter mods. Was, mate. Was. I was the revival. I went through stages, mate. I was about 11 to 14. No, 12 to about 15, 16. I was very much mod. Before that, I was in the Scar two-tone. But then when I left school, I went to college before I joined the Air Force. I got into a bit of hip hop when I was into that kind of stuff. But I still like Jam. Jam's my favourite band. Yeah. Oh yeah. But back in those days, I used to love it. I used to love Lambrettas, Small Faces. I mean, obviously I wasn't an original mod, but yeah. Well, very astute you to notice that. Yes, I was. I used to go to school. I had bowling shoes. I had boating blazer. I had a fishtail Parker. I had a pair of Gibsons. I used to love that. Go down Carnaby Street, get my shoes from Shelley's. Yeah, they were halcyon days. Never got the scooter I wanted to. Jackstar, so set up companies, put asset in the company such as building houses, as well as safe deposit box with deeds, banking and access to money, so legally bound to share with the person's wishes will. I'm a bit confused. You talking to me about the gold? I don't know where that one's come from. Jim, no, not at all too old to understand. Just about able to do digital banking, dabble in stock market now and then. McLovin, yeah, I am. I tell you what, I put off. I am a bit of a troglodyte when it comes to that kind of thing. I put off digital banking, using that on the phone and all that kind of stuff for a long, long time. I did not want to do it, but then eventually I had to because I couldn't get the branches and things. And now I love it. I love the old digital banking. Starling's amazing. Wise is good. Don't like the NatWest. NatWest's a bloody joke now. As soon as I go back to the UK, I'm closing my NatWest account. McLovin, the English are not really known for rapping. Well, no one was really known for rapping in those days. I mean, when I was in it, my first few albums that I got, I was into Ice-T, Kool Moe Dee, Bismarcky. You know, it was the early days. You know, it was before it took off. Then when LL Cool J came along, it went a bit mainstream for me. I didn't like that. But yeah, I mean, you know, it was because it was new. Now, those are the days when you had Tim Westwood doing, you know, when the TV went 24 hours for the first time, Friday night, you had Tim Westwood and that. So, I mean, it was just new, wasn't it? Don't listen to it ever now. No, it's not my thing at all. Like Eminem, yeah, his when his albums came back, I got into it again for a little while. But no, back in those days, it was just new, wasn't it? And we were impressionable young men. Eating Rifles, bloody good song. Tap up your beer and collect your fags. There's a row going on down this slough. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll end up listening to that after this, Jack. But my favourite one is Tube Station at Midnight. But they're on Town Called Malice, Eating Rifles, Going Underground. Jam were a fantastic group. I like the Style Council as well. It is a shame, though, that the Jam broke up so quickly. And that was all Paul Weller's fault. I remember seeing Bruce Fox in an interview once saying, like, they wanted to keep going because, I mean, they were literally only together like and he just went and did his own thing. And after the Style Council, I was never really into Paul Weller after that. Jack Star, that was my business idea for Asia. Got ya. Now it makes sense. Right, okay. That was your plan when you went over there. You're not to pry. Your rubber plant business up in Uton Tanny. You said before it doesn't make much, but it must make a bit if you kept hold of it. And who runs that for you? You got like a management team and that in there. I mean, how does that work itself? Does it take much of your time, or did you do it all remotely? Jim Pendergrass, loved the mod era. Yeah, but you were the originals, weren't you? I wish I'd been born. My God, I must have watched Quadrophenia. I don't know, thousands of times. I used to watch that. You know, I mean, that was right. Yeah, I used to dream of being around, like, you know, in the 60s. But alas, I was born in 1971, so the revival was all I could do. But yeah, still a mod at heart. Hence why I like Fred Perry. You know that. You know, we have two dogs, by the way. They came with a house, and they're called Fred and Perry. You'll actually see them in the in a couple of vlogs. We did one today with Patrick next door trying to delice them because they're covered in ticks and things. But yeah, I'm glad you're a mod and not a rocker, mate. A few of the older boys I know over here, they were all mods, but a couple of them are rockers. And fortunately, at this age, the rivalry has calmed down. But yeah, would never been a rocker. Adam Fente, one more week in Siem Reap and I'm out of here. Excited to go to Phnom Penh soon. Will you miss Siem Reap at all? Obviously, you want to move on, but your experience there, what would you rate it out of 10? Could you see yourself going back there, or have you outgrown it? McLovin, pictured you as a 2 Live Crew guy. Funny enough, I was. Hey, we want some. I'm not going to say the words, but yeah, they were naughty. I got a couple of their albums. Well, I did have a couple of their albums. Yeah, but they were, yeah. I've got the lyrics going through my mind, but I'm embarrassed to sing. But yeah, Two Live Crew, they were good. They were good. Forgot about them. How old are you, McLovin? Remember the Young Ones TV show? Yeah, I was talking about Patrick. I talked to Patrick about that the other day because he was saying about England because he lived there for a few years and he lived there in the time of like the Young Ones. Yeah, I remember the Young Ones very well. I've not watched one of those. Sometimes I watch like some of the old comedy on YouTube. I bet that's not aged well. I bet that's incredibly dated. But yeah, that was classic, mate. I mean, you got Rick Mail, you got Alexis Sale, you've got can't remember the name of the guy who played Neil. I remember the characters. Neil, Vivian. I remember some of the. Yeah, but that was good. That was good. Jack Star, NatWest a joke. I had 100k in there and asked to increase my overdraft 25k. They said, "Oh yeah, we will have to see for the next few months." I said, "Bollocks, close the account there and then." Yeah, I am going to. I'm going to close mine. They've been absolutely ridiculous. They've reduced my overdraft, and that was only one of the reasons I kept them because I had quite a large overdraft, which I never used, but I wanted to have it. There was an emergency or something over here, and it's like the other day I tried to transfer some money. They put me on the 750 limit unless I sign up for their biometrics. They're trying to like force you into all these things. It's just the only reason I haven't closed them yet is I get my rentals paid into the NatWest account, but you can close it remotely. But they're just atrocious. Everything they took because they emailed me saying that I could appeal it or they would just reduce it unless I objected to it. And I saw it too late, and then it was gone. And I just don't know why they didn't leave it alone. You know what I mean? Yeah, they were useful once back in the day because with my card I could get VIP lounges at the airports. So that was nice. But then when I changed my account, when I stopped working and moved over here, that all went. I don't know why I stayed with them. I should have, last time I was back, I should have closed it all then because they're an atrocious bank and everything is a problem with them. Anything over here, they can't help you unless you go into a branch, but they closed all the branches. I might have said this before. I opened an online account with a bank called Starling and they're fantastic. There's a couple of times I've had problems. I've forgotten passwords and things. And all you have to do with them is make a video and say, "I am Simon Wilkinson." You show your face. I've forgotten my password or I need to reset this or whatever. You get a message back saying you'll get a reply within 2 hours. Each time within 5 minutes, it's sorted. You couldn't do that with NatWest. I mean, they're just awful, NatWest, atrocious. But all the high street banks are in the UK now. I've never had an issue with Wise. I know some people say you can get your account frozen and things. I've never had to call them or whatever. So I can't really judge them on that. I just know they're damn good on their exchange rates and all that kind of thing. Because I'm using them now to pay my rent for this place because the landlord lives in Thailand now. But yeah, NatWest, God, they're bad. I went to Thailand, went back one time. I had forgotten to tell the bank that I was in Thailand, that I was going to go out of the country. So they wouldn't let me use my card because I hadn't told them I was going. So I got through to them, did all the security checks and told them that I was in Thailand and they couldn't reset it. I said, "What do you mean you can't?" I said, no, you need to go in a branch. I was like, "Well, how can I go to a branch in Thailand, in the UK when I'm in Thailand?" And they said, "Oh, okay." I said, "But so just sort it out." I said, "We can't." I said, "Why?" I said, "We're not allowed to." I said, "But I've passed all the security checks. You know it's me. You're talking to me about your account." They said, "Use the app." But I couldn't use the app. I didn't have a VPN on the phone, so the app wouldn't work. I didn't know about VPNs in those days. So the app wasn't working. So basically I was screwed. And their solution was, "Can you borrow some money off someone?" And I was like, "Are you serious? Can I borrow some money off someone?" Fortunately, I had another card with another bank, but that put me off them. I mean, they're just useless. And I said to him, I said, "So like, I didn't tell him I had the other account." So I said, "Basically, you're telling me I'm trapped in a foreign country. I've got money in my account. You know it's me. You know it's my money. But I can't access it. And you're not going to release the card so I can use it outside the country." And he said, "I'm sorry if it feels like we've let you down, but we really haven't." And I'm like, anyway, I've got God. Yeah, you're right, Jack. I should have closed it like you closed yours. McLovin, 1971, same age as me. There you go. We're both young men. Jack Star. Check out Paul Weller and Noel Gallagher doing Jam Song. Love it. Well, they do an album together, do they? I saw I saw Paul Weller in Tea in the Park in Chelmsford. He was live on there, and he took the piss out of Noel Gallagher a few times. Or was it Liam? Either way, I didn't think they got on. But then I have seen they collaborate quite a lot, and apparently they're really good friends. Maybe it's Liam he doesn't like, but yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. McLovin, The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. Yeah, Malcolm McLaren. That was a good film. I haven't watched that in a long time. I should watch that. Seen that a few times. Jack Star, Rubber Tree Farm is being run by my English ex transport manager. I take about 8,000 USD per month, but don't spend on it for 18 years. Well, that's not a bad little business, then, is it? How does he run that then? What does he know? I mean, he presumably doesn't run it officially because you can't do agriculture in Thailand, can you? But there you go, Jack. Come over here, invest in like a banana farm or something like that, and your old mate, speaking of Asia, will manage it for you. Jack Star, mate, I had 2 business accounts with them for like 15 years. Terrible bank. I didn't use them. Who did I use for bank? I can't remember now. Who did I use for my banks? It was Bank of Scotland. One of them was Bank of Scotland, and one of them was Lloyd's TSB. Yeah, no, but I think they're all useless. The UK banks, aren't they? But the trouble is, like, I only was like they say, you're more likely to divorce. I can't remember. There's some statistic and actually change your bank account. The only reason I'm with NatWest is when I joined the Air Force. You went to Swindon. You had to have a bank account. A lot of us didn't because we were kids. And NatWest came in and they opened accounts for everybody. And I think my branch is Lincoln Smiths in obviously Lincolnshire. But that's not even. It's been closed for like about 20 years or something ridiculous like that. But it still has the address on the things, even though the bank. Anyway, that's how I got stuck in NatWest. They poached me. The Air Force threw me to the wolves. But yeah, so I've had that account a long time. I've got nothing out of them. They've always caused problems. Adam Fenton, I think I could definitely go back here if I had a relationship with a Western woman to enjoy Siem Reap with. No longer interested in staying here as a single guy. Excited to be in a bigger city now. Yeah, I hear you. I have thought about going back there. Not now because I'm very happy here, but when I wasn't so sure about here, and I was thinking of Vietnam and Colombia, part of me thought, well, why not try Siem Reap again? Because people keep telling me how much more it's improved in terms of infrastructure and all that kind of good stuff. But I always had in the back of my mind, you're going to get bored there. You're going to get bored there because there's not a lot to do, really, is there? Let's Eat Filipino. Rick Mail, Ada Edmondson, Nigel Planner, Chris Ryan, Ben Elton. Was Ben Elton in The Young Ones? I used to like Ben Elton on Friday Night Live. What has happened to Ben Elton? I know he started writing books, didn't he? I used to find him funny. Yeah, Ada Edmondson, yeah, that was Vivian. Yeah, Rick Mail was Rick. Nigel Planner was the hippie, wasn't he? I can't remember what his name. Neil. Who was Chris Ryan? You've forgotten Alexi Sale, mate. Honestly, uninterested. I opened a Wise account to withdraw pesos when I went to Mexico this winter, and I didn't use it very much for a few months. And they cut off my 2 bank accounts that fed the cash into Wise. Really? Why? Jack Star. No, they're on YouTube. They're neighbours. When I say runs it, he takes the workers to cash in rubber, then pays into the bank. Okay, got ya. I was only joking about the job, mate. Let's Eat Filipino. Ben was Mike. Mike. There you go. I don't remember him. I must be having a senior moment. I don't remember Mike. Remember. Oh no, I do remember Mike. Of course I do. He was the older guy when he was the mature student. So are you always making money out of this? Because I suppose it's not seasonal, is it? Like they cut it and they take the sap out and all that kind of thing. That's probably a good. There was a guy up one of our neighbours in Thailand when I was living in Pettibone. He wanted me to invest in a durian forest, farm or whatever you call it. I'd never had any interest. He just came around one day, he showed me all these pictures and all that. I'm thinking, why are you showing me that? Because my type it wasn't great at that stage. And he wanted me to, I think he wanted 8 million, 9 million pesos or something. Because his cousin or uncle or someone was selling it. I was like, no chance. What the hell what do I know about durian? And I mean, durian only grow once a year, don't they? I mean, you only got like just a season. The rest of the year, you can't do anything out of them. So, yeah, I was never in that. I never thought about rubber, but I suppose rubber, as I say, I don't suppose it's seasonal. You can, what's the term? Bleed them? Or, I mean, do you bleed them? I suppose you are cutting them. What's the term, Jack, for getting the rubber out? Honestly uninterested. I would suspect Wise didn't like the fact that I didn't use it very much and didn't put much money in it. And they just got fed up because they have very low negligible fees for transferring money. Yeah, but it doesn't cost them to have an account, does it? I mean, even if you've got, a few quid in there, still making money out of it. I've never heard of that before. I have heard some people say they just freeze your account for no reason and it can take a long time to get the money out of it. I mean, I think the majority, they're like the horror stories. I'm sorry that happened to you, but the vast majority, I mean, I've only ever read about that online or people said in comments. Most of the people I know over here, they use Wise and they're all quite happy with it. There's another one, what's it called? Revolut. That's another one I think a lot of people use over here. I'm very happy with Starling. Don't really use Wise. I've got it. I've started using it to pay the rent, but you get charged for the cash withdrawals after you do a couple of months, and there's little things like that, which means I just basically use my Starling for my cash withdrawals. Backstar, only get a bleed from them 8 months a year to let the trees heal. Oh, is that right? So it is seasonal. It is seasonal. I thought bleed might be the expression. What do the guys do the rest of the time? Like, prune them and things and feed them or do whatever. I think it's amazing you've got a rubber tree plantation. I mean, all the other stuff kind of fits, like with being the entrepreneur you are, but a rubber tree farm. I have never met anyone in my life who has a rubber tree farm. I've never met you. Honestly uninterested. I have a family in Mexico. I've heard stories on Facebook that it's getting very hard for Americans and Canadians to get money while in Mexico. Really? There you go. I've met quite a few people here, the Americans who've lived in Mexico. I had an English guy come over here. Never appealed to me. I think I've been to Mexico 3 times, and I did not like it. But that was mainly Tijuana. Not for me. But other people have lived in quite smaller towns, and they do love it. I mean, I met a lot of Americans that have moved here who say how fantastic Mexico is whenever you talk to them. You think, well, if it's that fantastic, why are they not still there? I mean, I'm not knocking it, but the fact that they're here, because a couple of them, they're always harping about how much they miss Mexico and how great it is, but I don't know, never appealed to me. Did it appeal to you, or did you just go there because you got family? Adam Fenton, I used Wise during my 8-month stay in the Philippines. They emailed me once asking me to give them money because they used an incorrect fee or exchange rate. Not sure. Never used Wise once I left. Can they do that? That's bizarre. Jackstar, yeah, clear the ground and feed them. They sleep on site. Salty Jaws, aye, Shepherd's Beaver Pie. Aye. Salty Jaws. You've not been here for a while. Plaza Finger, evening all. Sorry I'm late. Brown out here. Hey, Billy, it's more fun in the Philippines. Do you have a generator and all that kind of stuff? You must have doing the agricultural things you're doing. We haven't had a brownout in quite a while. Touch wood. I shouldn't have said that. There'll be a brownout now. Because the first month we moved here, we had as many as we've had in Cambardo. And I thought leaving Cambardo, we left those days behind. And I was talking to Patrick and the guy across the road, he said, they're very unusual here. And thankfully, since then, we haven't had any for a month. And long may that continue. No need to apologise for being late. No one has to apologise on this channel. Jim, hi, plastered finger. The plastered finger, not in town. Honestly uninterested. For Americans and Canadians, Mexico is good because it's close to going home if you have a problem. You need taken care of medically. It's not a place to find girls, though, that's for sure. Is it not? Really? There you go. Yeah, I can see the attraction. So I still like the idea of Colombia, but I'm very happy here now. But Colombia is always, one for the bucket list. But no aspirations to go there. But yeah, if you're an American, it makes sense. Latin America. I mean, it's so close. I mean, I think Colombia is only like a 2-hour flight to America. I suppose it depends where you're flying to in America. But I suppose, yeah, Mexico, you can just cross the border, unless Trump closes it. Then you're bang in trouble. How's Nora, Jim? So plastered fingers in the house. So who are we missing of the regulars? We've got no Tim, no Glenn. I wonder where Glenn is. Unlike Glenn, mind you, he was out for a walk last week, wasn't he? I hope he's well. Jack Star. So what's Greg's lowdown on Duma? Well, I don't know. He was in the chat earlier on. He might still be here. If he doesn't answer in the next couple of minutes, I will answer for him because he's told me his views. But he might still be there. He was there earlier, but he's in a hotel in Manila somewhere, I think. So he might have gone out in the town. Adam Fente, I figure out once Myanmar eventually has peace, it will be like Thailand in the old days. I can't see Myanmar ever having peace, mate. That's been a troubled country for, well, my entire lifetime. Yeah, it's yeah, that is a well, cursed country's a bit strong, but there's a lot of issues to sort out over there. Jim Pendergast, all good here, thanks, Simon. Good, glad to hear it, mate. Glad to hear it. Have you been anywhere exciting recently? I know you like doing you do your flower shows and things. What have you been up to? Plastered finger, no Jenny in the village either. The village floods too often. But on the plus side, rice harvested and dried, ready for the mill. Only 25 bags though. Only 25 bags? How many were you expecting? Is that a bad harvest for you, mate? Right, I shall answer for Greg. But I can't really answer for Greg because he's been to Sicky Horse since. I think I've got a feeling Greg won't come back. He might do. It's his dog. He revolves around the dog. He's not sure that the dog would be happy here. He thinks there's maybe too many street dogs, and it could be problems for him. But he was kind of up in the air. I think he enjoyed it in Duma. He said he preferred it to Bocalod. And if he came back, because I introduced him to a few people, he met a few people, like made a few friends here. But judging by his earlier messages, because he went to Sikihor on, I think it was Sunday. He's been there for the last couple of days. But I think he liked it. He was saying, so maybe he's changed his mind. But I got the impression, he said he was 50-50, but he was leaning towards not coming here. But maybe his trip to Sikihor has changed him. But he said he liked it. He said he liked it here. If it wasn't for the dog, he said he would come here. But he gets itchy feet. As he was saying, it would cost him 10 grand to get the dog over here. And then if he changed his mind, like in a year, it would cost him another 10 grand to get back to the States, etc. So I got the impression he wouldn't be doing it. But hey, I could be wrong. He might answer now. I thought the dog was trying to come through. Hello, Button. What? Ellen's asking if she's visible. Well, you're not an invisible woman, are you? I can see you. I can hear you. I don't think you're a ghost. No, I can't see you. You can now if I turn you around. Now we can see it. Now we can see you.
I'm still in my pajamas.
She's still in her pajamas. She's been in her pajamas all day. You're sick. You're entitled to be in your pajamas. Can you do me a favour, please, sweetie?
What?
I would like you to film me doing the vlog just for a moment on your phone, because I'm doing a vlog for the week, so I can say, you know, this is the thing he wants. Jim Pendergast, we'll start planning our next trip soon, probably end of Jan for 6 months. What is there to plan? You know where you're going. Just the dates and getting the best flight deal, is it? Not far away now, mate. Not far away. Hold on 1 second, chaps. Let me know. Let me know when you're ready to go. I'm going to go an aye shepherd's pie. So you've been off the booze this week? No. Monday, went to the quiz. We won the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and that put me in a good mood. So no, what am I talking about? Monday? No, we won that on Thursday. God, I get confused. Hold on 1 second, chaps. Aye, shepherd's pie. Greetings from the Philippines. How you doing, fellas? Who's here for the live chat? I have done that just then. I will explain why in a moment. But that's enough, Ellen. You can stop filming now. That's enough, because otherwise people are going to wonder what I've been doing. Now, I'm doing a vlog of the week, and I just wanted a little shot of me doing this so I can say Wednesday night was live stream night. That's why I suddenly started saying aye, shepherd's pie. No, Monday night, I went to the quiz, and I made a mistake of stopping off at the Native, and I had a few drinks on Monday night. But other than that, yeah, I haven't had, that's the only time. Saturday, we went out for a romantic meal, and on Sunday, we went out for afternoon with the neighbours, some chicken, that. So yeah, not really drunk this week, apart from Monday. And that wasn't heavy, I was back by 12 o'clock. What about yourself? Have you been on the booze? Have you been a good boy this week? I mean, how's the dating going? Jack, are you completely off that? I know you'd paused, but that was a couple of months back. Are you still paused? Jack, Star health update. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. On those pills, they seem to be working. Yeah, I don't expect an update really until the tablets run out. I mean, I got to go and see him in a few months' time to get some more. I'll speak to them about it then. But no, they're doing well, mate. They're doing, yeah, they're doing the job. Whether they're shrinking, they're not shrinking it. That's what's concerning me, because that's not what they do. But they've certainly eased off the effects. I'm happy with them. Plaster finger, not good. Was expecting 35 to 40. Neighbour's crop was 40% of last year. Oh, that's a shame. Is that weather? I mean, why is that? Is that because of the? I assume it's the weather. Jim Pendergast, no, soon be there, getting excited. I bet you are, mate. Mind you, Richmond's a nice little part of town, mate. You by the water. Adam Fenner, I tried my first beer lao this week. Great stuff. Beer lao, never had it. Never heard of it. What? Can you go? She's asking if she can go to the toilet. No, wait till after class. Well, of course you can. Why would you ask that? Oh, move quickly. There we are. So that's beer Lao. Where I'm assuming that's a beer by the name. Is it from Lao? Jackstar, yeah, dating on hold, to be honest. Heads all over the place with work and the farm. Also, don't want to be tied down when I get on my travels. That's the spirit, Jack. You want to be like Dion the Wanderer. Yeah. Because you narrowed it down to one. You decided she wasn't the one for you. But, yeah. Travels. When are you going on your travels? When are you coming to see us, you tease? Jim Pendergast, yes, Richmond, lovely. Plenty going on. You are crown number 3, Jim. I'm surprised by that, because you had a little quiet period. Can't quite work these crowns out. Now, Richmond is a lovely part of the country. You're lucky to live there. Must cost a fortune property there now. And in front of, yeah, it's a Lao beer. How did I work that out? Had enough Anchor, Chang, Tiger, LOL. I didn't mind that Anchor, what? That was okay. Never been a Tiger fan. Can you get Chang? I suppose they do Chang. Do they do Chang in Siem Reap? Is that expensive there? Well, no beer is expensive. I think Well, I know Colombia, not Colombia. What am I talking about? Cambodia is the only country in the world I've ever been to where the alcohol is cheaper than it is here in Philippines, because Philippines is damn cheap, but it's cheaper in Cambodia. Although someone told me the other day that it's cheaper in Vietnam than it is here for alcohol, which would be nice if it is, but I don't know. I've not been there. Honestly, I'm interested. Ellen is flashing here. She can't help herself. It's an illness. You know, any opportunity to bomb a photograph, expose herself accidentally, she's on it. She can't help herself. It's just the way she is. I can hear her groaning in the bath now. She can hear what we're saying. Jackstar, you never know. The quizmaster will be in action. And little old Jackstar kicks the doors in. Well, that would be that would be funny. Do it, do it, do it. I'm just working out. Would I recognise you from that? Because there's a trouble with these Facebook things. I kind of got your thing, but I can't really see what you look like. I think I'd recognise you in the flesh. Honestly, uninterested, Ellen. Yeah, get yourself over here, Jack. I know you got a lot going on, but get yourself over here. Go on. Won't be long before people start arriving. Glenn will be here first. Then we've got Tim coming in January. Got another guy that you don't know, an Australian guy. He's coming in December. There's a few people coming. Jim Pendergast, I'm surprised with my crowns. Probably lose it if Glenn arrives. Yeah, I wonder where Glenn is. Last finger. The first address I had to learn saw in East Sheen, the village I grew up in, only had 40 houses in it, including 2 big houses and the farms. Palewell Park, East Sheen. East Sheen. I'm guessing that's in Australia. Honestly uninterested. Ellen is flashing again. Is she? Oi! They are. Jackstar, when are you not there? When am I not where? In here. We go away on the 23rd, and we are back. We leave Doom on the 23rd, but we're in Manila for a night. We're back in Doom on the 4th. So we are away from the 23rd of December to the 4th of January. Are we back on the 4th or the 5th? No, we'll get back here on the 4th, don't we? Adam Fronte, Vietnam has a lot of great beers. They have beers for each of the major cities. I like Hanoi beer, but Saigon beer and Hue beer are my favourites. And are they cheap? Plaster Finger next to Richmond and Mortlake. Ah, and that makes sense. Jim will probably jump in now. Then he probably knows where East Sheen is. I wasn't sure what you were talking about, and I thought you were talking about somewhere in Oz. I was quite confused. East Sheen, there you go. I don't know Richmond very well, to be honest with you. I mean, I've been there a few times when I was living in London, but I don't particularly know the area. It's not where I was. So I don't know I've not heard of it, I don't think. Mortlake. I think I've heard of Mortlake. I read Mortlake, and that has made me think of Malt Loaf for some reason. Jackstar, yeah, I had a nice week. Met my dad's brother. Remind me of my dad, as he's been gone 19 years now. I am sorry to hear that. That's a long time, mate. So you would have been in your 30s when he passed. Yeah, very sorry to hear that. Jim Pendergast, yes, Richmond, very expensive. Lucky we have a nice flat here. Impossible for youngsters. Unless they're rich youngsters. House prices must be expensive. Well, all the home counties now are expensive. I know Jack was saying, like, Ware's really pricey, which I can believe, because Hertfordshire is a nice little place. Ware's a nice little town. But I imagine Richmond is more expensive than Ware. But I don't know. Richmond on Thames. Well, we're up to 17. We've had quite a low turnout tonight. 17 people, 13 likes. If you are watching and you're enjoying it, please smash the like button. Make an old man happy. That means we're up to 17 now. There are people lurking in the background. Don't do that. I mean, you're welcome to lurk if you would like to, but join the chat. Let us know who you are. Meet the team. Jim, yes, East Sheen, very close to PF. There you go. I thought Jim would know East Sheen. He's been in Richmond a number of years now. Adam Funter, yeah, it's cheap to be an alcoholic. They have what you call fresh beer or Baihoy, which is a light lager brewed daily, super cheap. There you go. Well, I'm not going to cheapskate it, but yeah, it's always nice to go to Subway. It's cheap though. But yeah, it's someone said it's a lot cheaper than the Philippines. I find that hard. I did a couple of Googling, and I know it's cheaper than Thailand, according to AI, they're never right. But it said it was more or less the same price as the Philippines. But I imagine that Saigon is more expensive than the other places. I imagine, I don't know, but capital cities usually are. Well, it's not the capital though, is it? Hanoi is the capital. But you know what I mean, big cities. I imagine it's more expensive there than it is in the rural areas, but I don't know. Last finger, I finished my rental live in the UK, live in the caravan, UK in a caravan on Box Hill in Surrey. There you go. Surrey. I don't know what they call it now. Stockbroker country. Jack Star, I'm quite liking Hertford Town, but Ware does have nice pubs and restaurants. Had a fantastic tie the other week. The food wasn't bad either. Hey, Blum. Hertford Town. I got my tattoos done in Ware when I lived in Arlo. I lived in Arlo for a while. I used to go Ware quite a lot. I had a few friends that lived in Ware. It wasn't far on the train, but Hertford. I'm trying to think when I was last in Hertford. Can't picture Hertford. But Ware's a small place, always nice, but there's not a lot going on, is it? Jack Star, the myth, the legend, Glenn is in the house. Is he? How do you know that? Oh, there he is. I jumped a comment. Glenn, I'm not lurking, just late. Sorry, greetings, one and all. Welcome on board, Glenn. Where have you been? Been for a walk? Did I tell you we won? I did tell you we won the Millionaire last Thursday. Very happy with that. It's always nice to win the Millionaire. There's a team called the Heretics that they're probably the best team. And it annoys me because I don't get to play against them because I do the quiz. I'm the quiz master. But Ewan does the Wants to Be a Millionaire. So then, like, it's a 20-minute break. I do round 1 and round 2. Then they do the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So I can play that. So I play with one of the teams there, Popeye. So it was nice to win it. But didn't get much money out of it because we bought the old bar around. So by the time we'd put it behind the bar for everyone, I think we ended up getting 300 pesos each. But yeah, it was nice to win that. I just wish I could play the Thursday quizzes because it's annoying. I want to play with Popeye, but I can't play it and run it. Honestly uninterested. I was supposed to buy a caravan next week, but the gold and silver price crashed. So that's on hold now. Cheaper to live in a caravan and pay these super high rents. A caravan? I didn't know people did that in your part of the world. Nothing wrong with a caravan, but I thought you were all into your motorhomes. I've never ever seen a caravan in the States. I suppose I must have done. I don't know if you saw the interview with Greg. Greg, the guy who came over here, he lives in a van. Don't think I could do that. I think it'd be nice and snug, and I can see the attraction for a few days, but I think it would drive me mental after a while. I've watched some of these ones in the UK, and it just seems like such a hassle. You know, having to go to gyms for your showers and all that kind of stuff. There she goes, flashing away. She could just open the door and close, but her thing will drop down or something like that. I know. I don't say that on camera, for God's sake. What an unladylike thing to say. I'm embarrassed by you now. I'm speechless, young lady, speechless. I'm sorry that you missed out on the caravan, though, but hopefully the gold and silver prices will come up in a not too distant future and you'll be able to buy a better caravan. Glenn, thanks, Jack. Jim, PF, love Box Hill, the big motorbike meeting place. PF, when you said PF before, I'm thinking, what's he talking about? East Sheen near PF. Plastered finger. Now I get it. I'm not down with the abbreviations. Jim Pendergast. Hi, Glenn. Jim, a bit of a walk, but sidetracked and forgot the time. I must be losing my effect, Glenn. There's 2 weeks in a row you've forgotten me, forgotten us. We won't hold it against you. But we're up to 16 likes. Fantastic. Thank you, those who hit the like button. Plastered finger, JP, Jim Pendergast. Oh, you're on your abbreviations. You're going to keep me on my feet tonight. Yeah, I'm one of them. Loved it up there. Moved there for a break and spent 10 years there. Loved the quiet. There you go. Glenn, hi, Jim. You're back. What are we going to do for dinner, my love?
We have to eat.
Do we have to eat, she says. That's what they say. Come to the Philippines, get a woman who looks after you. Do we have to eat? Sleeps the whole day.
Wait, we ate early. Is that not dinner?
She cooked dinner earlier, right? So she cooked dinner earlier. So I'm going to cook it earlier because I'm going to go for a lie down. I said, when are we going to eat it? She said, well, we'll eat it now. So we ate it then. So to me, that's lunch, not dinner. I mean, if you eat a meal in the middle of the day and it's cooked, is that not lunch by definition? So what you're saying is,
So you're hungry.
we have lunch, but we're not going to have dinner tonight.
Okay, you're hungry. I'm not hungry.
You're not. Well, if you're,
Hold on. Hi, why are you asking me when there's
I'm
chicken and
doing a live stream. No, don't worry about it. I will fend for myself. I'll get a grab. Glenn, nothing personal. Only suggested. Yes, it's a motorhome, but my mother's British, so I call him a caravan. I am part of the gypsy cult, the gypsy actually. A traveller. There you go. Did not know that. You're full of surprises, Plaster Finger. Yeah, I thought it'd be a motorhome because don't really see caravan, and the caravan seemed to be a British thing. Europeans and that seem to have you call them Winnebagos over there, didn't you? But you seem to have your motorhomes. Honestly uninterested. If you were paying these $2,000 a month rentals, you'd certainly enjoy living in a caravan. That point saves you thousands of dollars. Then at any point when you save money, you can move or rent. Yeah, I suppose it's just it'd be different in America because you have the big ones, don't you? The ones I've seen on YouTube, they're like little vans that they convert. And look, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them. A lot of them are struggling for rent. So if you can't afford your rent and that, you've got no option. You make the most of it. You move into a van, and it's a sad indictment of the country that people have to do that. But some people will do it out of pleasure. Well, there is one couple. They've got a canal boat. I watched their channel for a few weeks. They were moving around, and they just like to travel and do things, and they like the challenges because they had 2 canal boats. They sold one. I can't remember what the channel was called. And they got an ambulance that was converted into a home, and they were driving around and doing stuff, and they were going to Spain and things. I guess I can see the attraction of that. But the chaps who are like living in places like London and just like stealth parking at night and worrying about whether people spot them there, and yeah, not for me, not for me. I mean, we're all different. If it's for you, then fine. But I can't see myself, parked up in some place having to be quiet, cooking my dinner, and it was the having to have gym memberships to have your showers and all that kind of stuff. It just seemed like a right ball ache. But if you've got no choice, then my heart goes out to you. If it's the kind of life you love, then fair play. I mean, what travellers doing it. I mean, some people are just different strokes for different folks. I mean, if that's what. But I tell you what, their YouTube channels do well. My God, they've got thousands. I've seen a couple of them start up within a few months. They got like 100,000 subscribers. So it's definitely something people are interested in. Fascinated, I would say. Not interested in doing it, but I do find it fascinating watching it. Jim Pendergast often went to Box Hill camping as a kid near Burford Bridge Hotel. Camping. That's another thing. I've never enjoyed camping, but not even as a kid. But if you enjoyed it, Jim, a lot of people do. Glenn, the forced van and canal boat lifestyle have been going on for a while in the UK. Yeah, it's yeah. Canal boats I've seen a few on that. I think you lose a lot of money on them. I mean, it's like anything living on a boat. You're constantly. I watched a few channels and they're constantly having to fix this and they've got leaks and things. Doesn't strike me as a, I think the idea, I always thought something like that, you know, getting a van or getting it's like you're avoiding the stress and the hustle and bustle. But it just seems stress living in a van or living. There's always something that's got to be fixed or something that's got to go on or a panel or you've got to move on from somewhere or the boat's leaking and that. No, not for me. Jackstar. So what's everyone's plans for this week? Yes, what are your plans for this week? Good question, Jack. Our plans are, I don't think we really have. No, we do. I keep forgetting. What day are we on now? What is it? The 22nd. On the 25th, Ellen will be going home and bringing back her wonderful daughter, Kayla, who is staying with us for, how long is she staying with us? Is it definitely 1 week? 1 week, she says. But it was 1 week last time. It was a month in the end. When does the school start again? At least a week, shall we say. So, yeah, Ellen is going up on Friday or Thursday. She might be going Thursday and leaving me to do the school.
I figure it out. Friday.
Oh, good. I thought I was going to have to do the scores myself. Because what I do when we do the quiz, Ellen does the scores, I do the questions. And there's a couple of lovely ladies in the crowd. They collect the papers and that. Because Ellen doesn't like doing that. The last guy, Eric, his wife used to swap the papers and collect them. But Ellen won't do it because she's too shy. Even though I could get it the first couple of weeks when we started doing it. But she knows everyone there now. I mean, it's just I mean, you know them all. Why would you be embarrassed about swapping their papers or collecting them in? I mean, who do you not know in that bar? I mean, 80% of them are friends. I mean, we don't have any enemies, but I mean, but at least she knows who they are. She knows their names. And most of them are like friends of ours. So I don't know why she can't swap the papers. Start swapping the bloody papers. I'm going to put my foot down on this one. She's looking at me now. She's giving me daggers. So yeah, we haven't planned anything, but from Friday onwards, we will be doing family-friendly things, no doubt. Well, mind you saying that, when I went out on Monday night, I couldn't believe it. She phoned me in the pub, made me look a right fool. Where are you? Why aren't you coming back? I'm sitting there with her mate, Eric. Mind you, it was a good time to call because I was getting an argument with this very, very annoying American guy. But she was scared. She can't sleep when she's by herself because of the ghosts and things. And I had to come back. And what the hell was I doing staying out? I'm sorry, I'm like, 53-year-old guy. I think I'm entitled to stay out once in a while. But anyway, yeah, I just thought about that. If Kayla's here for the week, she'll be able to sleep by herself, no problem at all. So I will hit the booze next week. I'll have a few nights out. So anyway, yeah, we'll be doing family things for a week from family-friendly things from Friday onwards. Have we got anything planned? What have you got? She'll have a load of stuff planned, but she won't tell me the last minute. Never does. Yeah, Glenn, Jackstar. Yeah, Glenn, very connected to that. Glenn, the lack of maintenance on the canals puts me off. Plastered Finger, Jim Pendergast. I was up on the top of Box Hill Village. My trailer had a shower. Shift work really suited my lifestyle there. Mike Thompson, got the move in the next few days. Hey, Mike, welcome on board. Welcome on board. Now, moving can be very stressful. I hope it goes well for you, brother. Honestly uninterested. Can you afford $2,000 a month rent? That's the problem right there. Most people can't afford it, and I wouldn't move to Asia because if I get sick, I'd be screwed. How would I get healthcare? Yeah, no, I'm not. I was talking about the UK when I was saying about the thing, but yeah, no, I get it. 2,000. So what's you're in Canada, aren't you? So $2,000 would be £1,000. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous how expensive the West is getting. What would you do for healthcare here? Well, you'd pay for it. I mean, that would be the reality. You'd pay for it, but it is a fraction. I mean, I wouldn't pay for it. I mean, obviously, if it was an emergency, I would, but I'd go back to the UK because our healthcare is free. I'm not sure what the situation is in Canada. You have free healthcare, don't you? Or certainly it's cheaper, isn't it, than America? But as Adam said, it is quite cheap here. Whether you'd want to do it here, but I know a lot of Americans. I mean, who was I talking to about that the other day? I can't remember. I had conversations. I can't remember who I was talking about. But basically, someone was saying that the copay with their insurance, it was cheaper to get their medications here in the Philippines than it would be in the States, even with their insurance, because they have to pay the excess. But yeah, no, it is a problem. Healthcare is a problem when you're thinking about moving anywhere outside your home country. Jim Pendergrass, where are you now, PF? Plastered Finger, HU, my flat rent would be 2K, but my pitch rent was 600, including gas and electric. That's still a lot, though, isn't it? 600? That's still a lot. Adam Fenner, healthcare in Vietnam and Thailand is much cheaper in the US, but it all depends on the care you need. I'm younger, so I get away with travel insurance and paying out-of-pocket stuff. Yeah, I've got to sort out my insurance again. Mine's still relatively cheap, 53, but the policy I was looking at and the policy I was going to get, a mate of mine, I put him onto it, and he's 72, Peter, and then we looked at that for the same coverage, just wouldn't be worth it. You know, it's something like £2,000 a year for him to get £14,000 worth of coverage. Fortunately, he's quite well off, so he can afford to self-insure. But yeah, it is going to be a problem as I get older. It's not going to be as cost effective as it is now. The policy I looked at before, it was only 20,000 pesos a year. I'm sure for Adam it'd probably be like 10,000. I know, I can't speak 10,000. Haven't really been sleeping recently. I'm quite tired, which is why I keep slurring my speech. Ricky, good evening from Treetown Patio. You're in Treetown already? What, are you on your phone, or do you live in Treetown or near Treetown? I mean, you live in Cybercow. Evening, Ricky. Jackstar, be a nice change for your pal. Who are we talking to? Jackstar, Ricky. The Plastered Finger. Philly Health is good insurance. Really? Are you sure? I have been told nothing but negative things about Phil Health, and two of the people who told me are insurance experts, because I asked them, is it a good idea to get health insurance and have Phil Health as a backup? And both of them said, don't touch Phil Health. It used to be good about 10 years ago for expats. Now it is pointless. When it comes to it, it will give you zero coverage. You won't get anything. The most you might get is 20% of the costs of the medications that they give you. But it's purposely been geared away now from helping expats. Now, that's not me saying it like, you know, just like expats who don't know what they're talking about. These were people who work for different insurance companies. One of them was Michael Ornstad, who is an agent for Pacific Cross. And he had no reason to lie. He wasn't steering me away from it. I wasn't saying, should I get it instead of your policy? So he'd be like saying, oh, no, come with us. It was as well. I basically said to him, because the insurance policy that he was selling, or he recommended to me, was for in-house treatment. It didn't cover you for, you know, outpatient stuff. So if I went to hospital for anything or had to have any treatment, if I was referred as an inpatient, the insurance would kick in, but it wouldn't kick in for anything outpatient like consultations or anything like that. So I said to him, okay, if I go with that policy, should I get Phil Health to cover the other stuff? And he said, no, stay away from it. It's not worth it. Just pay out your own pocket. You will pay more with Phil Health. He said, Phil Health is still fairly decent for Filipinas, but for expats, it's no. Well, I'm not saying it was great. He said it's worth having if you're a Filipina or Filipino, but for expats, it's better not to have it. You're going to end up, if you need anything. Anyway, it's up to you, Plastered Finger. Hopefully, you'll never have to use it. But that is the expert, and I say expert because they're both insurance people. Both said the same thing. Honestly uninterested. I'm Canadian, so I get free healthcare. I cannot live outside of Canada for more than 6 months of the year, or I would lose my healthcare and a big chunk of my pension. Yeah, that's a strange thing, isn't it, about Canada and Australia and New Zealand, those rules. I think that's outrageous, really. But it's good that you get free healthcare. Glad to hear that. Adam Fenner, I get my teeth cleaned for $10. Annual blood work in Thailand, $60. Comprehensive physical exam in Vietnam, $200. No insurance, just out of pocket. You get your what is annual blood work then? What is that? What do they do? Test you for like all your illnesses and things. I've never had that done. Plastered finger, JP in Alamanos City, 100 Islands, Northern Luzon. So you're on the same island as Jim. Jim, no chance of healthcare in the Philippines for me. I self-insure. Yeah, well, Jim, at your age, it probably makes sense, to be honest with you, because I say the policy I was looking at, I've got to sort it out. 200,000, 20,000 pesos a year, and it gives you, I think it was $1 million or 1.5 million insurance if I have to go into hospital, which according to Michael, that's what I like about Michael. He's got a great reputation with all the expats here because he works for Pacific Cross. I did a video with him, but he's got his own team. He's got a nurse and that. And if you get in trouble, like, you know, and you end up in the hospital, you've got any problems, he gives you a card and they're on 24-hour call. And people have said they will get you in the hospital. They'll talk to the hospital. They'll smooth things over and they make sure that the company pays out. And they don't try and oversell you. He said to me, take the basic policy. And I said, there was another bit I could upgrade to where you could get private room instead of a ward room. And he said, I wouldn't bother with that. Just go with a ward, because if you do go in the hospital and you want to upgrade to a private room, it'll only cost you like, he said 500 or 1,000 pesos a day. So just do it that way rather than pay for it in insurance, because you hopefully will never need to use insurance. So when he's saying things like, you know, you can trust him. So when he said stay away from Phil Health, I took that, you know, as good advice. But you're right, Jim, because that policy, your age, mate, because you are a little bit older than me, wouldn't be worth it. It would cost you like, you know, £1,500, £2,000. What's the point of paying that? You know, just to get 14,000 of cover. Honestly uninterested. Free healthcare in Canada, yes, as long as you don't live outside Canada for more than 6 months a year. Okay. Jack Star, yeah, be a nice change for you and Ellen doing family stuff. Oh, now I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, no, it will be. It's fun when Kayla comes. Try magnesium, good for sleeping. There's different ones, but research be good. No, yeah, the reason I'm sleeping, I've got back onto nights and days, so I'm like, you know, because I was staying up all night doing stuff. The trouble with that is I don't sleep that long. So like today, we went to bed quite early last night. What time did we go to bed last night? Sorry? About 11, because we went out and got a massage last night. That makes me tired. Ellen was sick, but apparently when you're sick in the Philippines, you have to get a massage. It's mandatory. So we went up to... Yeah, she says yes. So I said, all right, fine. Because we're too sick to go to the bingo and say goodbye to my mate Lachlan, but well enough to go and get a massage. So I took her up for a massage, and then we come back and slept. But the trouble is, I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm ready for my bed. And I'll sleep like a log, but that's the trouble, you know. Earlier you go to bed, earlier you rise. You're like an old man at 8:30. You know, I want to go to bed. But so that's why I'm tired. But yeah, magnesium, I looked into that. There was something else someone recommended the other day. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Last finger, reference Phil Health. I'll take your word for it. We've had a big drive in the villages lately. Yeah, well, he said it worked with Filipinos, but apparently what he was saying a few years ago, it was a lot cheaper and a lot of expats took it out and it covered expats for a lot of things. But over the years, the last 5 years, the price has gone up, and what they'll cover you for is only something like 40-50% of what they cover the Filipinos for. So it's not great for Filipinos, but it's worth having if you're a Filipino. But he says if you're an expat, it's not worth it. It's just you know, you'll be lucky to get 20%, he reckoned, of the medications that you might need while you're in the hospital. They won't cover you for the stuff you need after you've left the hospital, and they're not going to cover the operations and things like that. So just going by what he said. And it wasn't just him. I met another guy who actually works for a different, I can't remember which company he works for. I was just talking to him at the bowls, actually. I was playing bowls, and he worked for an insurance company. And he deals he deals basically as an American company, and he deals with people who are over here who've got company. I think TriStar was that company. And I asked him about Phil Health. Then he said, "No, it's not worth it. They won't do you for anything." Adam Fenty walked into Sukhumvit Clinic in basic health checkup for 2,000 baht. They make you fast for half a day, then check your blood and urine for a bunch of stuff. Once a year is good enough for me. Yeah, I might get that. When I was in, I might see about getting that done in the hospital here, because the tests aren't that much here. I think it was 11 or 1,200 to get my blood test for PSA test. And when I was in Thailand, I think we were getting a massage or something, but there was a place next door, a massage place, and it was saying cancer screening, blood tests, and all this kind of stuff. Because in the UK, America, I know with your American healthcare, you do like annual checkups, don't you? Where they do everything. And I imagine Ellen gets that with her, because she's got insurance through her company job, and she once a year she has to go and have all these blood tests and stuff, which I'm sure is the company's just trying to cover themselves, so they get things early because it costs them less, not because they've got a concern for their customers. But we don't have that in the UK. It's not a thing. If you get sick, you go to your doctor, you go to your GP, but they don't have like these annual 1-year checkups and things. But maybe I should start doing stuff like that. Prevention is better than cure. Thank you. So there you go. She's finishing my sentences. Now I know we're really in a relationship. She's finishing my sentences. First time she's ever done that. Let's just pan the camera around there a second. Oh no, see, she says, "Oh no," but she didn't go, "Oh," she really wants me to pan the camera around. But okay, your wish is my command. Now she's threatening me. She goes like that. She thinks she can Muay Thai. She can't. Jim Pendergrass, yes, Masseur is a permanent fixture around our place in the Philippines for Nora. It's we go up to the Valencia Square there. It's damn cheap up there. That's not why we go. I mean, she likes to have the lecture afterwards. But I won't get it done in the shopping centres. They're in the other stuff. But it's like 100 pesos for like half an hour, foot massage, back massage or whatever. I like it up there. Feels rustic. Feels like we're going native. Glenn, they do annual checkups on NHS. Yeah, but not annual checkups in the same sense, Glenn. Like in America, I've heard friends like they go over there, they do everything. They cancer screen, they do all these blood tests, they do MRIs and that. They do the works. I know they do annual checkups in but they're very basic, aren't they? I mean, last time I was back in the UK for a while, I didn't get an annual checkup. They might once a year they might check your weight and things, but I'm pretty sure they don't do as an extensive one as they do in America, because they call them annual medicals, don't they? I think in the NHS they just check your blood pressure and do a couple of things. Now I don't think they do like scans and things once a year, do they? That's what I'm talking about in terms of the medical checks. Why are you sitting on the floor? Okay, there you go. You can't take. I'm about to say you can take the girl out of the Philippines. You can't take the Philippines out of the girl, but she does things like that. She's sitting on the floor now. She'll lie on the floor. She'll do things. Came out the other day. I couldn't find her. She climbed up the tree outside, and she was sitting on one of the branches. It's like looking for coconuts, I imagine. And it wasn't. And it wasn't a coconut tree.
Stop it.
Plaza Finger. I wish I had someone to finish my sentences. 20 years is a long time. It's it's the first time she's ever done that. Annual check in the UK is blood pressure, weight, and listen to heart. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, it's not the same as an annual medical, is it? Like they do in America. Glenn, I had blood tests. Oh, there you go. Lucky you, Glenn. What were the tests for, mate? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, they check for everything. Or was it a couple of specific things? Adam Fenton, yeah, in the US, it's in the culture to do an annual checkup once a year where they check everything. Can be a multi-hour ordeal. I tried to keep pace here in Asia as well. See, the thing about America, it always fascinates me because they do the annual medicals and they do, all this. And obviously, a lot of people don't have insurance and that, but the life expectancy in America is very, very low compared to other Western countries. It's a number of years shorter than the UK, and the UK is shorter than a lot of the other Western European companies. So given that they are so proactive, why is the life expectancy so low? Is that because of diet, because of all the junk food and things, or is it because a lot of people don't have insurance? But a country which has allegedly the best healthcare in the world, their projections or outcomes, medical outcomes, are well behind most of the other developed countries. Glenn, very similar to what I had in the US. Well, you're very lucky then, Glenn. You're very lucky, mate. You must get on well with your GP. Because, I mean, whenever I go back and go and see the doctor, I have never had a cholesterol check in my life. I have never had any blood checks or anything unless I've had presenting symptoms. You know, I've gone there and they suspect it might be this. But I have never gone to... One time, this is a funny story, I might have told this before. When I was in Leicester, I went to see my GP and he said, apologies if I told this story before. He said, actually, I need to do your weight check. I haven't done that for a while, so we'll do that. He measured me up and he said, you're obese, Simon. I said, am I? He said, yeah, you need to do something about that. And I was like, really? He said, I'm surprised you don't look it, but you are, because I've got a strange body shape. And this is going back a few years, and I was getting a bit lazy. I was traveling a lot in the job because I had a company I was running around. And I was eating, you know, as you do, long drives and that, and eating crap and all this kind of stuff. So I had one of the guys that worked for me waiting outside, a Welsh guy. And I got in the car and he said, what did he say? He said, I'm obese. He said, he didn't say that really, did he? He said, yeah. He said, oh, that's good, isn't it? I said, well, it's not good at all. And then a couple of weeks later, I saw him at work and he said, do you want something from the chippy? I said, no, I'm on a diet. I've got to sort out my health. And he said, but I thought the doctor said you were a beast. And he thought the doctor said I was a beast, as in I was like, you know, fantastic, not a beast. I said, he didn't say I was a beast. He said I was a beast. And he said, what does that mean then? So there you go. The plaster finger, has the lovely Ellen got you swimming for mussels? No, she hasn't. Ellen can't swim. She ain't got me swimming for anything. I'm not really a fan of mussels. Can you get them here? I don't know if you can get them out here on the sea. I know they have mussels in the Philippines. You see them on the market. I do like mussels, you know, in Belgium. I like the mussel mouliniere, you know, a bit of crusty garlic bread and some, you know, white wine garlic sauce. I do like that. But other than that, you know, not for me. You know, I occasionally have them when in the paella, but not really a mussel fan unless it's mussel mouliniere. She likes them. You like mussels, don't you? Yes, she does. Jim, Glenn, still have my jabs for the Philippines, but cannot get rabies jab. Well, you can't get the rabies jab on the NHS? I wouldn't worry about it, Jim. If you got bitten, you can get it over here. I got bitten by a dog in Thailand, and I just had the 4 jabs, which makes me wonder because you'll see the vlog in a couple of days. Me and Patrick, we tried to sort out a couple of the street dogs that we look after. And we were worried that when we started like trying to put vials of ampules of the stuff on them and the powder and the spray, you might get bitten. And one of them did snap, but didn't bite. I managed to get my hand away. I think it was just a bit, it wasn't being violent, just a bit scared what we were doing to them. But it got me thinking then, I don't know how many jabs I'm supposed to have if I get bitten now. Because 4 is the basic course. They told me 3 in Thailand. I had 2 in Thailand. And then I came back to the UK, I had the 3rd one in the UK. But in the UK, we have 4 jabs. Thailand only does 3. But I think for about 5 years or whatever, I'd have to look into it. If I get bitten again, it probably is 5 years. I only had to have 2 vaccinations afterwards because the last 2 are good. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. But I'm not sure where I stand on the vaccination thing if I get bitten. Rick in Asia, hi, from General Santos. Hi, Rick. How you doing, brother? Welcome on board. What's new in your world? Adam Fente, how do you counteract the divine interventions of McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts? World-class medical treatment. Too bad it's too expensive. So it is the diet then, yeah. The diet, yeah. I thought that might be it. Adam Fente, I had an episode in 2023 that landed me in the ER for 3 days. The hospital billed my insurance company 97k. I still had to pay like 3k of that amount. Well, 3k is not bad for 97, is it? I mean, it's outrageous you have to pay for medical care, full stop, in my humble opinion. But yeah, 3k on top when you've already got insurance. That's quite crazy. Honestly, I'm interested. Thank you very much for your life. It's nice to have someone to chat. Oh, my life. My life. I thought, yeah, that's right. It's nice to have someone to chat with in the mornings as I live alone. I'm going out for coffee now. I used to love the Gypsy King Tyson, but he's over the hill now. He'll be coming back next year. I guarantee you, he'll come back and either fight Usyk again or he'll fight Joshua. I'll be amazed. But you're bound to like him with your traveller blood in there. But yeah, enjoy your coffee. Honestly uninterested. Thanks for joining us. Plastered finger. Yeah, you can get them here, but it's like gathering nuts in May. Honestly uninterested. Thank you for your life live. There we are. Life live. So we've lost honestly, I can't say it, honestly uninterested. Well, you're going to lose me shortly, fellas, because my coffee's nearly done. And we've been going quite a long time now. Before I do round off, though, please tell me, what have you got planned for your week? Jack Star's asked, I've asked. No one's given any answers, really. You lead the way, Jack. What are you up to, brother? That's the thing, you can get me, but it's like gathering nuts in May. I've read those, haven't I? HU, have a great day. See you next week. I've got to start doing that, doing the abbreviations, because it's a lot easier than reading them, but my brain doesn't move that fast. Glenn, HU, enjoy your coffee. Glenn, hope Ellen feels better. Have a good one, buddy. Yeah, mate, but you've jumped the gun. We got to get the questions in first. Yeah, you too, though, brother. I hope you have a good weekend and a good week. And I hope you get the problem sorted out with yourselves. Right, here we go. We've got some answers. Heading down to farm tomorrow for a few days. Which farm? Which farm? The one in where? The barn farm or somewhere else? I get confused, mate. You've got such a rock and roll lifestyle going here and there. Glenn, getting ready for up and coming storm. Is there another storm coming? Are you battening down the hatches? When's that supposed to strike? Adam Fente, just going to enjoy my final days here in Siem Reap. Next week, I'll be more interesting. Yeah, good luck with your move, Jack. Good luck with your move, Adam. I hope it goes well, mate. Hope catch you on the next live. Did I tell you I'm doing one on Saturday? Jackstar, yeah, where? Well, have a good one, brother. I'm amazed I can't remember. I can remember the names of a few of the pubs in Harlow. Because I was in Harlow for a couple of years and I went to Ware a lot. But I cannot remember the names of any of the pubs I used to go to in Ware. Well, good luck with that, mate. Plastered finger. I'm working out how to fit panniers to my new bike. We'll be filming too. I shall look out for that. What's the name of your channel again, mate? You might as well, pop it up there. Some of the chaps here might come and watch. Apparently Friday. Have they given it a name yet, Glenn? I wonder what Jim's got planned for the weekend. Is he still there? Well, the chat has dried up, so I'll call it to an end. Thanks for watching, everybody. Jack, thank you so much for the super chat. Always appreciated, brother. As I say, I will make it up to you when you get over here. Oh, we've got some. As soon as I start closing down, the old comments come up. It's always the same every week. If you're still there and you haven't hit this like button, smash the like button. I'll read a few more, then I will knock off. Glenn says, don't think they've got a name for it. Plastered finger. This but all one word. This but all one word. Okay. Mike Thompson, go on Google Maps for bars. Kyle Esteban. Hello, Kyle. Welcome on board, mate. I'm afraid I'm just leaving, so it's going to be a short one. But good to see you. Adam Fente, good night all. Plastered finger night, mate. Glenn, Jim will be having a massage. Yep. Plastered finger, night all. Yeah, take care, everybody. All the best. I hope the storm ain't too bad, Glenn, and it doesn't do any damage. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. I do appreciate you joining. The Plastered Finger. Right, got it. The Plastered Finger. That is the channel name, The Plastered Finger. There you go. Easy one to remember. Jack Star, night, guys. Yeah, night, Jack. Thanks again, brother. Always appreciated. Up to 21 likes. Can't complain about that. Hopefully it'll be up to 30 in the morning. Yeah, if you liked it, subscribe, smash the like button, all those good things. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe, be lucky, and don't forget, I'm going to do a live stream, 3 a.m. Filipino time on Saturday. If you like your boxing, then's the time to join. Be lucky, everyone.